Hello again, Daniel here again with more Dwarf Fortress. I didn't really want to start again right now because I was looking for a save file in which there was moods and forgotten beasts shown, so I can try and talk about them. But it looks like I'm gonna have to do it on my own because although a kind man from Reddit, Action Terrible, props to him, did give me a save file, it was some odd reason would not work, so it looks like I'm going to have to embark in my own area. So I'm going to go ahead and embark here. It has shallow mills and deep mills, and here I am not going to die. That's my #1 rule. So I'm going to go ahead and do this really fast. I think I might put this on top of the basic tutorial. So this is going to go from part 21. My advanced tutorial wasn't so good. It was kind of bad. But yeah, you should have watched the parts before, so I'm not going to go over all this. I don't need a woodcutter because, you know, there's no wood here. Going to get a mason as well. Going to also get a weaponsmith / armor smith. Oops. So as that we're also going to get a, where are you, brewer / brewer. And then I'm going to remove one of the axes, we don't need them. And my last guy is going to be a hammer dwarf. I didn't explain this, well, no, I'll just explain it now. Basically, I'm bringing a hammer dwarf because it's safe. Bringing a diagnostician like I did last time isn't a hugely useful thing, but bringing a hammer dwarf, whatever you want to say, is something that's very useful. It's going to make it a lot easier. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove some spawns. I only want plump helmets. There we go. And another thing that I do want is I want a warhammer, which is what I need for my hammer dwarf. So I'm going to go ahead and remove some less useful things. Bags, to be quite frank, you can remove all this stuff. I only didn't remove it in my first playthrough because, you know, I didn't really need to, but really it serves no purpose. But yeah, so we're going to have a silver warhammer. By the way, you can type in here, so I can go ahead and get a silver warhammer. I'm choosing this because something like a steel weapon is very expensive. If you look, steel warhammer, 270, it's a lot. And silver is actually a very effective material. It's very dense, very heavy. So as well as that, we need to bring wood. And you might ask why, and that is because we are on a mountain with no wood, so we need to bring wood. In my advanced tutorial in the ice glacier, I did bring a war dog, but well, I brought 2 actually, but in this case I don't really think I need to, so I'm just gonna go ahead and stock up on more rum, more spawns, more food, and as well as that, I need to make my hammer dwarf also a fighter. It's not a huge useful skill, but it is something that comes into equation during fighting, so it is something quite important. Although quite a lot of the skills, not many people know like the real what they really correlate to. A lot of tests have to be done on it. But say if there's a dwarf with 5 level in skill in fighting, well no, level 15 fighter versus level 0 fighter, the fighter will always win. So it obviously means something, doesn't it? So I think we're all good here. So this is quite a good embark. We've got a silver warhammer, our logs, and I think we're more than ready to go. So I'm just going to go ahead and save this. I didn't mention this, but you can save it. So we can save this as mountain. It's our mountain build. But I'm also going to do another fun thing, just to mix it up a little bit. If you want to become a dwarf, feel free to put it in the comment section below, and I will make you a dwarf, because you can give dwarves nicknames, and I just want to give them a little bit more personality. So yeah, I'll do it on basis of first come, first served. And I'll be first served because I am... Oops. Connect. Huh. There we go. Okay, looks like it's bugged out. That's really weird. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm going to go ahead and restart Dwarf Fortress. Sorry about this. Oops. Utilities, noob, Dwarf Therapist. Should work now. Just gonna go ahead and remove our wagon and see what we have. So we can see fuel. We can see we have a fair little river valley thing, which is currently snowed over. We have a few animals down here. Yak, bulls, stray, and Dwarf Fortress is up. There we go. Now they do have names. That was just a bug that was there for some reason. So going back to our dwarfs. So where should I dig in? I'm thinking this is quite a nice place. First of all, it's got some decent ores in here. It's got some kaolite. I'm not sure if that's an ore of anything, but we do have Bamus coal, which is, as I mentioned, a very valuable fuel. But I'm going to go ahead and get first dibs on my first dwarf. Where is he? Fighter / hammer dwarf will be me, Calasmeer. I can call it Daniel. I'm just going to call it Calasmeer. But yeah, if you want to name your dwarf, just feel free to ask. So I'm going to go ahead and mine straight into here. 4 wide, and I'm also going to remove the stairs / ramps. In fact, I'm going to make it 3 wide. Yeah. And then I'm going to go down. And then up like this. And then we can start building our fort. So I'm just going to go ahead and make this a little bit wide. Oops, it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So add an extra 2 on that, and that's good. So this is going to be our cute little meeting hall, and then I'm going to make the big stocks as I always do in all of my embarks. So we're going to have our carpenter here, we're going to have our mason here, quantum stockpile there, and stonecrafter there, and we're going to have a mechanic here, and then 1, 2, oh, got a little bit too big. One thing to be noted about mountains is the fact, as well as the fact that there's no trees, is that there is in fact also everything's made of stone. It's not made out of clay and stuff, so everything you hit will leave behind stone. So you need, like, it takes a lot longer to like mine out and prepare an inside like this than it does say if I was to embark on somewhere that's entirely made of soil. But as I did do in my glacier, I'm going to go ahead and give my dwarves that aren't currently actively working masonry so I can start terraforming outside. This is not so important in a place like this, but regardless, it's something that you can do every single time because it's no harm at all. It's more important in the ice glacier though because you're going to be under a lot of pressure. So I'm mason, yeah, carpenter won't be doing anything. So I'm going to go ahead and just, going to go ahead and remove all these other labours from my miner dwarves so they're mining at all times. We don't want them wasting their time taking stone around. To be honest, I kind of feel bad doing something like this again. It kind of feels like I'm repeating myself in it. Like I kind of did the same thing in the ice glacier. I was contemplating not uploading it because it was really bad how I died so soon. But I guess I'm okay with it. You know, you can watch either, and this is just the basic tutorial that the bulk of people will watch. But as you can see, I'm removing the up-down ramps. Just gonna go over that. Why I'm doing that, you might not know. It's just basically so it's a little bit more safe. You know, anything can come down from these ramps and go kill stuff. And the reason behind me choosing masonry, by the way, so I can start terraforming like this. So I can use B, capital C for construction, W to make ourselves some lovely walls. So we'll go ahead and make us walls like that. And then all of our dwarves will come and be masonry, do all that very fast. It's all good, it's done very fast. Another thing that I have done as well, I've increased the FPS limit to 300, so everything goes a lot faster. Because the game works, it's not like, you know, like an FPS or, you know, a typical video game where frames per second it doesn't increase or slow down the game. In this game though, it's basically based around like frames. So we're gonna go ahead and make ourselves a nice wall here, and then make ourselves a nice wall here, -1, and then we have a nice little courtyard area which we can use for trading and that kind of good stuff. My masons will be more than happy to do that in a very short period of time. I'm also going to use you to check the animals, but obviously we're not in an evil biome, so there's not a huge amount of threats to us. It's really too bad I died in that place as well. I had adamantite, which means I could have got a great production, a great, really strong weapons, which basically would have made me not nigh invincible, but it would have made a very strong start to my fort. But really, as I did say in that video, my failure in the ice glacier really came down to me being hasty. I've survived in them before for much longer periods of time. It's just I didn't terraform properly. I didn't make sure wolves weren't killing me properly. Just basically overall very sloppy. I'm gonna go ahead and start making a floor here as well, just to give us a roof. Again, this is for security purposes. And it'll help a lot, and obviously seeing as we have so many masons, we can all do this very fast. Another essential thing to note on mountains is if you don't have water, but I do by the way, obviously it's frozen in a minute, you can go down into a cave and look for water, which is what I did do in my earlier playthrough of my ice glacier. Obviously the ice glacier, there's never any water, so you've got to go underground. But in this place, if you do embark on a mountain, quite frequently on mountains there is springs of water and stuff like that. So we won't have huge issues in that. Actually, let's go see what all this is. A tetrahedrite. Oh, magnetite. This is very good because this is an ore of iron. One thing I am missing out though is flux. But regardless, I can still make iron, which with what I have, you know, I have fuel. I have this bimus coal here, as you can see. make coke from bitterness coal. That's its use. You can do that to check anything. You know, I can see what the use of kaolite is. It has no use. It's just a, you know, you can make walls and stuff with it. So yeah, it's something very very useful for starting us off here. And we can obviously get some iron from the traders. I'm honestly not sure how I want to list this. I'm not sure if I want to list it as an advanced tutorial or just add it on the top as continuing basics. Quite frankly, this isn't really covering basics anymore. This is kind of me playing and giving insight into some of the things that I'm doing, really kind of showing you how to embark on a mountain. I think I will just add it to basics because it is kind of still basics. It's you know, embarking into a mountain, finding the water in the mountain, working without trees, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it be. I'm sure I'll be fine. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and make a nice workshop here, a masonry over here, and a stone craft stove over here, as well as our mechanic workshop over here, and also back in the build menu, furnaces. So I can go ahead and make one wood furnace here. You always need a wood furnace to start you off, because to make fuel you need fuel. So to make bitterness coal into fuel, I need a bit of fuel to do that. I know it doesn't make much sense, but that's how it works. So as well as that, we need our workshop and metalsmith forge. So we've got our anvil, kaolite, and that's us sorted. So we're all good in our production at the minute. We do obviously still need a wood burner and a furnace operator, but that's something we can worry about in time. As you can see, it's nice and green outside now. It's all good. Oh, and the water's unfreezing, that's why the game is frozen for a wee little moment. So now we do have flowing water down here as well. And what's this gold? It's this native, it's limonite, again another ore of iron. So obviously we do have quite a bit of iron here, so this is all good stuff for us. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make a zone. I'm going to make a pasture over here, so my animals can have nice grass. I'm also going to wall this off for the most part. I didn't really, like, some embarks in some places, like, you kind of lose the feel for. Some places you don't really feel like committing to. That's kind of how I felt with the ice glacier. But in this place I feel a lot better because, you know, this has nice irons, it has coal, loads of nice stuff in it. Could have some other fun little things. So it did kind of, I could have survived that, you know. I could have sent my dwarf. I didn't really want to extend upon it. I had done quite a bit in Ice Glacier, but I will be doing stuff like pump stacks and that kind of thing in this tutorial as well. It is something that I'm going to have to look into, but it is something I am also willing to do, because it sounds fun. So we're going to go ahead and make a refuse pile over here, and also corpses. And again, I'm going to wall this off. So I also need to extend these walls, because at the minute the bulk of my terraform part is you know, it's just mainly stuff like that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make nice and long. And this is going to be the main courtyard area. I can put a barracks in here for the fence on the front. You know, I can do anything I wanted. Yeah, that's perfect. And as well as that, you know, I could maybe extend upon it. I could make it so the only entrance is through like some stupid bridge. Lots of fun stuff. Lots of fun stuff in Terraform outside. I personally enjoy it more than terraforming it inside. Pardon me. I do apologise. But yeah, we do have a carpenter available at the minute. So I'm going to go ahead and get my carpenter started and stuff. I'm going to remove him from masonry work. And I'm going to start getting him to build ourselves some beds. And our mason's also done. So I'm just going to go ahead. Door, chair, table, cabinet, armor stand, weapon rack, and a few burial receptacles. So I think that's all that's done for this part. I will be going into more depth in the mountain, but at the minute I do still feel I'm kind of going in the basics. Really, I don't think that. Well, I'll reserve the advanced tutorial for stuff like hard biomes such as ice glaciers, where I can show you how to start off in it. But this will be, yeah, that's good. So advanced tutorials from now on, if I ever make them, they will be in hard places like icy glaciers, evil ones, you know, that kind of stuff, mountains, evil mountains. I'll show you how to start up in there, but I won't go into the huge details of it. So because of that, I will go a little bit more advanced in the military again in this basic tutorial. So thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to become a dwarf, just put down the name that you'd like, any feedback, whatever, in the comment section below. Maybe anything that you want me to cover. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you watch the next part.